If you don't want to be poor, you're going to need to accept these uncomfortable truths about money. Poor people will refuse to accept these uncomfortable truths, but the reality is that ignoring them will cause them to remain where they are. Learning from the points outlined in this video could allow you to become extremely successful, while brushing them off will result in a lifetime of mediocrity. Stay to the end to hear the number one truth that will blow your mind. My name is Chris, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you want to become financially free and not have to worry about money, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you find it helpful. Anyone can do it. Most people go all their life believing that they're going to be poor and getting rich isn't something they'll ever be able to accomplish. They come to terms with the fact that they'll be living paycheck to paycheck forever, and that's just the way it is. What they don't realize is that it is possible to break out of the rat race and become incredibly wealthy, and it doesn't require anything special. Most poor people wouldn't believe that the majority of millionaires are self-made, and they didn't rely on luck, a large inheritance, or other isolated circumstance. Poor people refuse to accept the fact that they also have the ability to amass large amounts of money because it makes them feel better about themselves, and it's easier to accept their current situation. As you learn about more people who have risen from poverty, you might actually realize that you're better positioned than they were, and you have a better chance of making it than they did. You're responsible for your success. As the saying goes, if you're not wealthy at 20, it's not your fault, but at 70, it's probably your fault. With all of the resources that teach you how to make money, what's stopping you from implementing this information in your life? The information is there, and it's up to you to use it. If you fail to invest, find ways to make more money, and earn passive income, whose fault is that? Some people are obviously dealt better hands than others, which enables them to make money more easily. For example, someone with support and financial backing of their parents might have it easier than someone who was born into poverty with no support. However, the fact that some have it easier than others isn't a reason to remain a slave to your paycheck. In addition to accepting the factors beyond your control, you need to come to terms with the fact that your level of success lies in your hands. You can't do what everyone else does and expect different results. It's been said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over while hoping for different results, yet this is exactly what countless people do every single day. This applies to many different aspects of life. If you want to stand out from the crowd, you can't follow the herd. Don't expect to go to college, work a normal paying 9-to-5 job, party on the weekends, go into debt by borrowing money for anything you want, and do what all of your peers are doing and be able to retire early. The ones who are most successful will tell you they've been called crazy more than once, whether it be because they tried a so-called risky endeavor by creating a business, staying out of debt, saving their money, or investing when everyone else is calling for a crash. You need to think long-term. You're never going to get ahead if you're constantly making financial decisions only thinking about the next 24 hours. Think about how your daily decisions would be different by only thinking about the next few hours versus thinking about the next 5 or 10 years. The truth is that poor people refuse to think ahead a couple of weeks, a day, or even a couple of hours, never mind 5 or 10 years. Just take a look at what happens when someone with a poor mindset gets paid. They act like they've hit the jackpot when they receive their paycheck, but a few days or a week later, they're completely broke again. In order to be successful, you must think ahead, but if you suggest this to someone irresponsible with money, they'll get defensive and uncomfortable. Who knows what will happen in a year? Well, they could be gone or they could win the lottery, but more than likely, they'll still be living with the live for today or live in the moment mentality. There are ample opportunities to make money. Poor people have a misconception that opportunities for earning a sizable income are few and far between, but that couldn't be further from the truth. There are actually many opportunities to make a lot of money. You just have to be willing to identify them and pursue them. Starting a business can be intimidating for those who have never done so, but the truth is, you can begin making excellent money with an extremely simple business. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or complicated. Once you realize you have the ability to make an excellent income for a day's work, You're never going to want to work a low-paying job again. You just need to be willing to try different things and stick with them long enough to see results. Starting a business doesn't have to be glamorous. Ironically, some of the most profitable side hustles and businesses are so basic you'd never believe how much money they rake in. The richest people aren't necessarily the smartest people. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, states that A students work for C students. Kiyosaki is indicating that the students who aren't as smart by societal standards go on to become business owners. Perhaps they didn't get into college or they weren't encouraged to go because they weren't A students, so that led them down different paths. Alternatively, those who had the best grades and were the smartest went on to get good jobs working for the C student business owners. The A student with a high-paying job has the opportunity to be what most people would consider successful, but it's the C student who has the most earning potential. The richest people might not be more intelligent or talented than those who have less money, but they are excellent at identifying opportunities and taking action. Working hard doesn't equal success. Many of us were told growing up that if you work hard, you'll be successful, or that success is a direct result of hard work. This isn't the case at all. If it were, those working manual labor jobs would be the highest paid and most successful. What's more important than simply working hard if you really want to be successful is working smart. Many entry-level workers work incredibly hard by putting hours and hours of back-breaking work in order to make ends meet. This hard work might put food on the table, but this doesn't mean they're going to be successful in terms of money. The richest individuals, while they do work hard, work intelligently. Take a look at some of the world's richest people like Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk. Certainly, they're very hard workers, but they didn't get where they are without also working smart. Ideally, you'll find a balance between hard and smart work. The rich get richer. It's true, it's much easier to continue making money when you already have it. Unfortunately, it does require patience to get to the point where you can harness your wealth to get richer. The good news is that once you get the ball rolling and you let your portfolio grow without tapping into it, money will come faster than you ever thought imaginable. When you invest $10,000, you're earning interest on your $10,000 investment. By investing into the S&P 500, this means you'd earn about $1,000 per year on a $10,000 investment, on average. If you have $100,000 invested in the S&P 500, now you're earning an average of $10,000 per year in interest. Further, if you have $1 million in the S&P 500, you'd earn an average of $100,000 in 1 year. You can really see how wealth building begins to accelerate and you begin earning quite a bit each year. In addition to earning compound interest on your investments, you have many more opportunities to make money when you have money. For example, it's easy to jump on incredible opportunities when they present themselves. As you begin to amass wealth, you're going to be amazed at how fast and easy it can be to make incredible amounts of money that would have been absolutely mind-blowing to you at one time. Poor people don't want to accept these uncomfortable truths about money, but they'd be much better off if they did.